Okay, I'm recording now. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and get right into the topic. And I'll hold you guys up. Okay, can you see that? The PowerPoint?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit more. I know we talked about developing our why last time, which is a big piece of how we share with our followers. But another piece of this is developing your brand. So figuring out how you want to represent yourself on a consistent basis to the people who are following your post. And this is something that Chrissy from Team Commit Fitness has talked about, and I've tried to really incorporate into my schedule of posting. And the importance of that is that people get to know you. If you're being consistent on the way that you're posting, they get to know who you are and what your story is. So what I want you guys to think about tonight is kind of what roles you play in your life. And I'm going to go through what my 5 are and what I try to incorporate into my posts. Obviously I am a wife first and foremost. Josh is nodding his head over there. I'm also a financial advisor and a coach and fitness instructor. I'm a cat lady and I'm a Disney lover. So when I go about trying to figure out how I'm going to post, I try to incorporate these things into my posts. And sometimes it's easier than others. Like, I was in Disney, so it was very easy to take a lot of pictures regarding Disney and somehow incorporate that into what we do as coaches. And, I was posting a lot about, working out in the hotel before we went to the park and all that sort of thing, and eating healthy lunches when we were in the parks. So it was easy to incorporate it then. It's not always easy when you're not in Disney to incorporate that. So some categories are going to be a little bit harder than others. For the wife category, sometimes I'll post about us working out together or something of that nature, or prepping meals for both of us. Financial advisor is a hard one for me sometimes, but I'll post things about like, thank God I had my Shakeology because I just had like a 10 or 12-hour work day like today. And then obviously the coach piece is easy because you're always talking about running challenge groups and helping people get fit and eat right. And then for the cat lady thing, I use my cat a lot to show that I'm being lazy, or sometimes he likes to act like he wants to work out. So those are my 5, but what I want you guys to do, and part of today's homework is going to be to really think about what your 5 roles or interests are that would help you connect with other people. And it all boils down to the whole, building your tribe. You want to attract like-minded people. So by sharing the pieces of your life that you think are important, you're going to attract people that also place those same importances in their life. So that's why it's really important to figure out what your 5 things are. And then the other part of this is, I already kind of talked about how you incorporate those into your posts. But what I try to do is schedule my post for the week ahead of time on my like page. And so I just pick a day for each of those things. Some of them repeat, some don't. So I know sometimes it's kind of hard to schedule ahead of time, but what I've been trying to do is just snap photos throughout the week. And then when it comes time to schedule, usually on Sundays, I've got a variety of photos to choose from that fit into all these categories. And then I just have to craft the post to go with it and schedule it for that particular day. So that's kind of my process of how I try to, create that picture or that background or that story for me so that I am connecting with people who have some of the same interests or same roles. And then the other piece of developing a brand is trying to post in a consistent way. So, for example, I have like one or two apps that I really like to use, and probably like 2 or 3 filters that are my favorites for photos. And then, of course, there's like text and things that I put on, and I tend to use a lot of the same fonts for those. So even something as simple as that, like being consistent with how you create your graphics, people are going to recognize that when they're scrolling through their news feed and they're seeing your photo come up and like, oh yeah, this looks like something she would post. And, maybe they're a little bit more likely to stop and take a look at it. And then the other thing too is call to action. So I try to create the expectation of I'm trying to get them to respond in some way to my post. So sometimes it's just asking them a question like, do you relate to this? Sometimes it's asking them to comment if they agree, or comment if they're interested in knowing more about something. Sometimes it's just asking them to like the post. Sometimes it's asking them to share it with their friends. But you want to give them a reason or permission to interact with your posts. So that's also going to help, develop your following as well. So I know that's not, that's kind of all I really had to say about that. It's kind of a short topic, but I think, what I want you guys to do, like I said, is think of what are your 5 roles, whether it's a wife or a mom or, what you do as an occupation. Obviously, you can put coach in there. But really think about what are those roles that you want to share with your followers. And then I do want you to start trying to schedule your posts. I try to do like 2 to 3 a day. Sometimes I only get 2 because it's, I don't have enough content. But as long as you're at least doing 1 role per day and posting something related to that role and making that a consistent thing, again, it's just going to make you more recognizable to people who are watching what you're doing. So that's your homework for tonight. I want you to write out what your 5 roles are, and then I want you to develop a schedule of how you're going to post with using those roles on your like page, and then you can post that in the group. So that's all I had. That was really short and sweet. Do you guys have any questions or comments or anything? No? Carrie, are you getting sick?
Yeah.
No. I'm finally getting over mine. I still have a cough, but everything else seems to have stopped, so that's good. All right. Well, that was pretty short and sweet. That's all I had for the topic tonight. I guess the only other thing I would say is I'm excited for you guys to come to my house on Saturday. And it's going to be from 10 to 1. And thank you guys for volunteering to bring some food. I do appreciate that. All right. Well, that's all I had for tonight. So thanks for being on short notice. I know I was only just able to post the link a few minutes before the call started. So I'm glad you guys were able to make it. All right, guys. Have a good night.
You too. See ya.
Saturday. Bye.